in the Christmas season, and today you're in, of course, Charlene's kitchen. I'm busy making some pierogi made from my leftover pot roast. Hi there. I don't know if you watched my pot roast video, but I had pot roast left over and I made burritos out of it, and now I'm going to make some pierogi. You can see what I had left. I froze that meat. Okay, so now I thawed it out. I broke it up and chopped it up finely. I cooked up some potatoes that I put in there, and now I am uh, sautéing off the rest of the liquid that was in that pot roast. Okay, because it can't be wet when I put it in there. So we're going to add the rest of the potatoes and that other, the chopped meat that you saw, and just get that all ready for filling up those pierogies. I cooked off that liquid, okay, and you don't want to ever throw it away. You just cook it off because that's flavor. All right, so now I'm going to add the rest of the chopped meat that I had. That's the pot roast. And I boiled up some potatoes. I always add some potatoes. The potatoes are the glue, you know. So here we go. We put that all in there. All this wonderful stuff. And just mix that all up real nice. And then I have to refrigerate it because it has to be cold. You know, when you start working with the dough, you can't put anything that's in any way steamy, or it doesn't work with the dough. The dough would just it just would fall apart. So it has to be cold. So you get your ingredients together, like with the sauerkraut, the same thing. When I cook it up, usually I try to get it done. Now see how nice that looks with the broken up potato and the pot roast, and oh my gosh, the flavor is absolutely delicious. You don't have to be adding any kind of ingredients because you cooked up that the rest of that wonderful gravy, that sauce that was left, and that's going to be going, and see the consistency, it's got to be nice. See, I could just, even now, I can push it together and put it into my pierogi dough. So we'll be starting those pierogis in a few minutes. So here we are. We're going to flatten out that dough, the pierogi dough, put it out on a floured surface, and I'm going to roll that out. Roll that out. All right. Roll that out. Real nice. That meat that I told you about, my pot roast, is already here. It's all set to go. And I'm going to start putting it on the dough. So here we are. Here we are again. We squeeze that little meat down. It comes right off. And that little potato that you put in there, it's a binder, you know. It's a binder, and I do that with my sauerkraut, and even with my cheese, because I don't want it to be too wet. And this worked really well. So we put it there. We put it there. It's so easy. Like that way. I'm just going to rinse my hand a little bit. All right. Then we're going to roll this back from here. Roll it up and over, up and over, up and over, like that. See how that looks there? And then we just go in and cut off a little bit of that little pierogi, so we can, again, pinch, and thumbprint, pinch and a thumbprint, and downward, so that it seals it up. So it seals it up, like that. Beautiful. Our little pierogi ready to go into the boiling water, and we put some salt in there, about a tablespoon, and there's the meat that turned out really nice with the little potato. And so we've got a ways to go yet with our pierogis. As you could see, I'm still at it. But we're going to put them into this nice boiling water. Well, you see my water is rolling boil. I'm going to start adding my pierogis into this pot. In fact, I'm going to reduce it a little bit. We'll get them all in there. And they'll start swimming to the top when they're ready, when they're all done. Okay. Wonderful. Maybe we'll leave it at that. See what. Sometimes I go in and I just give it just so they're not sticking to the bottom. No, they're not. In fact, I can put the rest in. Okay. Well, this one needs a little altering. Okay, here you are. Ready to go back in the pool. And here we go. Beautiful little pierogi. Wonderful at Christmas. Yum, yum. So, when they come out, we'll put them on the breadcrumbs, just to sprinkle them lightly so that when we freeze them, they don't stick together. Okay, so they're coming up to the top slowly. They're coming up. There they come. Our little pot roast pierogi. I try to encourage you, when you make those roasted meats, there's a lot of things you can make with it, right? And absolutely wonderful. So now you can put your little pierogis into the strainer. See, I have a nice strainer here. And I just put that, let me see if I can can't get the shot on that one. Oh well. Anyway, I put them in there, like so. Get them out of the pot. See how they're all floating to the top? There they go. Then I run some cold water over them, let them drain off, and put them on the breadcrumbs. And that'll do it. The pierogi were rinsed off with cold water, and I put them on a little paper towel, sprinkled them with a little breadcrumb, and let them cool down until I bag them up in some freezer bags. And of course, some I'm going to, oh, thank you, Chloe. And we'll be back. Well, I'm frying up our little pierogis, and we're going to plate those up and try those pot roast pierogis that we made. Well, I fried up those pierogi with a little onion, and now I'm going to try that, okay? I always encourage you to try, if you have leftover meats, like pot roast, to make a little pierogi with it, with the leftovers. That is so yummy. So good. And I want to tell you that I have a full video on how to prepare the dough and all the fillings that I have made with the potato and cheese and sauerkraut. And of course I showed you how to make it with the pot roast now. And then of course I have a video out there with the pot roast, and you've probably watched it. And so these are things I hope you try. I hope you enjoy it. Jingle, jingle.